Hey guys, Parker here, and welcome back to another Skyblock video, and I am back in the garden because that's pretty much all that I've been doing with my playtime in this game for the past 20 hours or so. If you notice anything different about the video layout today, there's black bars on the top and bottom. It's definitely a choice for the cinematography of the video. It's definitely not because it's 11 p.m. and I can't be bothered to properly format the video or the screen in OBS. Yes, it's definitely 100% for movie making purposes. So anyways, this squash armor that I got in the last episode is really good, but there's still two more forms that it could take. I'm turning that down. That's so loud. You know what? Let me just take care of this and then I'll get to talking. As I was saying before you all just watch me get defeated by a vacuum, so squash armor is really good, but it's not quite the best armor set that I can achieve for farming. Now, if I go to farming recipes, it should be somewhere back here. You know what? Let me just pull up the Wikipedia page. Yeah, here it is, fermentto. So this is the upgrade to the squash armor set that's generally pretty much better all around. This gives 130 farming fortune versus the squash's 110. So it's not that much better. It's slightly better. I think it mostly comes in with the pest chance. But you see, this armor set is very, very expensive. You can see there, 25 enchanted cactus, that's really not that big a deal. I got that in like an hour. 70 total mutant netherwort, which, you know, also it's a little bit more annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. It took me like an hour and a half to get. And of course, sugarcane, I've been farming that passively the entire time. So yeah, none of those crops are the problem. The problem is mushrooms. Now, do you remember, in the last video, when I talked about how cocoa beans were one of, if not my least favorite crops to farm? As it turns out, mushrooms are 100,000 times worse. Not because they're, like, more annoying to farm or because they give less money, but just to show you what I need to do, I'm going to switch to my elephant set. I'm going to set my speed to 400. Which is the best for mushrooms. And I am going to get farming, and there's actually a farming contest that's starting in a little bit, so maybe I can get, like, bronze or silver or something like that, I don't know. Actually, 400 is way too fast. 300. Okay, there we go. And essentially, you just do this, and you fall off the podzol, like, every once in a while, and sometimes miss a crop, but, you know, it happens. I can't really do much about that. So when I was first getting all of the materials for the fermentto armor, I would do the sort of thing where I would just, like, cycle. So, like, I would farm all of my, for example, sugarcane plots in order. Then I would go and farm the mushroom plots in order. Then I would go and farm cactus. Then I would go and farm the netherwort. And then just rinse and repeat. So I got sugarcane done very early because, of course I did. It's, like, one of the easiest crops to farm, and even though I needed the most of it, I needed 96. Then I finished up cactus, which, you know, was pretty easy. It's 25. Ooh, I got a fermentto. It's 25 cactus or 25 enchanted cactus, and it's just for the chest plate, and I got that done in like an hour total playtime. Like the cactus plots took only about a few minutes to. Actually, it was probably closer to 10, but even then, it only took about a dozen harvests of the cactus farm to get all the cactus I need. So in reality, it took like 2 hours. Netherwort was shaping up to be a incredibly slow crop to farm, just because I was doing it the exact same way I did this. But I think the thing that helped was, first of all, switching to, if you haven't noticed already, I'm playing on vanilla for this video because Bad Lion Client is just not allowing me to sign in for some reason. And I switched to vanilla, and then I did this thing where I hit 2 rows at the same time instead of just the one, and I went, not like this, I went the other direction, so I guess, horizontally, and that made a huge difference, and I got all the netherwort done in, like, a matter of hours, like, 1 to 2 hours at most, and the mushroom contest has started. Cool. So, yeah, all those things combined took me, like, less than 6 hours total. So let's just see. I'm going to farm the rest of this, and then I'm going to see how long the everything would take me if I were to farm it manually. As you can probably see, the mushrooms are starting to appear in my inventory now, which means my sack is filled. And keep in mind, this sack usually holds like 20, I think it's 20,160 items, so that's equivalent to 126 enchanted. Says a lot that I'm almost done with the plot, and we've just now, the mushrooms are just now spilling over into my inventory. Usually, at least from like a layer of the sugarcane farm, it starts going into my inventory after 2 rows. Alright, so I have finally gotten to the end of the plot. As you can see by the sidebar, I have 58,000 mushrooms, but that's a little bit deceiving. Realistically, I only have about 54,000 because I got 4,000 from a slug. But the point is, now both red and brown mushroom are completely full in my sack. So let me just take all of these out. And then I got, let's just say, a block and a half of each. Now, it took me about 10 minutes to do that, to go through that entire plot. Actually, could be, yeah, let's just round it down to 10 minutes. So if I'm getting a block and a half per farm or plot that I farm, and it takes me 10 minutes, and I need 96 total, that equates to 640 minutes, which is nearly 11 hours. And keep in mind, the rest of the materials that I needed to farm took me a total of like 5 to 6 hours. Can you tell that I don't like mushrooms? But also, here's the thing, I'm stupid. So if you take anything away from this video, make it this: always fact check your sources. Now, and let me show you exactly what I mean. So first of all, let me compress all of these because I have enough for more blocks. So 36, 40. Now, I really did think, please tell me, okay, good, I haven't been showing it on OBS. Now, I'm not going to knock the effort that goes into making the Hypixel wiki in the first place. Like, these are, I'm pretty sure, unpaid volunteers just making a wiki about a game that we all love, so I can appreciate their work. But, I don't know if you can see here, upgrades, none. That is decidedly not the case. Now there is Helianthus armor, which is better. But as you'll be able to see here, each of these pieces requires 32 of each Enchanted Mushroom Block. Now, that's a little bit strange. I wonder if it's possibly less on a wiki that is actually upgraded or updated straight away. Oh, would y'all look at that? Okay, hi, it's me, after I already got the armor, because I made the same mistake that I made last video and just had the Wikipedia page for the Fermentto armor just overlaid throughout the rest of that recording. But basically, what I was talking about is that I thought I needed way more red and brown mushroom blocks than I actually did. Like, let me just show you, also you can see that, because the crafting the Fermentto armor is great for carpentry XP, apparently. So, mushrooms, I thought I needed 56 enchanted brown mushroom blocks, which was just under a sliver under 15 million. Turns out I actually only needed 8, which is 2.1 million. And then if you go to red mushroom blocks, I thought I needed another 60, which I did the math wrong in the original. I put in 56, but yeah, that's just under 16 million. In actuality, I only needed 12, which is 3.1 million. So that's like 5 million in total. And then, as for the fermentos, I had 4 uncondensed fermentos, or condensed fermentos in my backpacks, and then 1 more. So I needed 17 in total. That's 5 million as well. So all of these things cost less than, like, just over 10 million coins. I had 40 million in my bank at the start of this episode. I had 41 million in my bank at the start of this episode because I thought I would need all of that and even more to get the remaining mushrooms that I needed for the armor set. But no, I spent 10 million. If we go in here, I still have 120 million coins. What was I doing? I am not going to allow myself to focus on that because, you know, at this point it's just unnecessary. Let me turn on chest or block volume because I like the sound of the chest opening. So instead, let's take all of this, and Now, I'm sure I could just craft all of these, but I want to try it for myself. So I think it goes fermentto like that. I hope this is right, otherwise I'm going to make myself look like a moron. Enchanted red mushroom block. Enchanted brown mushroom block. 32 of this. And then, is this how you make the helmet? No, is it backwards? No. I'm working on it. Yeah. I really did not need that many more mushroom blocks. But regardless, fermentto helmet and carpentry 39, which is sick. That's almost an extra million. 32 of this, I think. There we go. Fermentto chest plate. And lastly, my recipe was right. I just needed this. Yeah. And fermentto. That gave me almost 1 million carpentry XP just for crafting the pants. I've gone from carpentry 38 to 40 just by doing this. I've gotten a Skyblock level just from doing this, and I've gotten I've gotten 1.35 million coins just from doing that. And now, look at it, it's so cool. Yeah, also I was collecting my minions, and that just made me remember that I never mentioned I dropped this thing. I promise I actually did drop it. I didn't just buy it from the auction house. You can see my auction history if you look on whatever website is there for that, but just in case you still don't believe me, I will put an image on screen right now proving that I did in fact drop the slug pet and that I'm not just tricking all of you, and the funny thing is, one of the pets that George asked for, you know, the scam artist, was an epic slug pet, which, you know, if you buy it, slug, yeah, they're 500,000 coins. So, you know, I spent 500,000 coins on that and just handed it in, but because I have nearly 120 million overflow taming XP that I just haven't been able to utilize yet because I'm broke, relatively, because, well, let me rephrase that. I'm not broke, but I'm not spending my entire bank balance on those pets. But I leveled up immediately, and all of the levels past, I want to say past 45. Yeah, past 45 give 1 million coins. So basically, I spent 500,000 coins to make 1 million coins. So, you know, not sustainable in any way, but it was kind of cool. Okay, I know this video is completely all over the place, but just bear with me. So it just turned midnight for where I am, and what that means is that my dailies have reset. So daily powder, don't care about that much right now because I can easily get more in like a few minutes. But for Forest Whispers, it actually does mean quite a bit. So let me just go over here, and I'm currently at, let's just call it 350,000 Forest Whispers. So chop a fig tree, that's an extra 40k, so it's 90k now. And then if I can find a mangrove tree, chop that, and then boom, 432,000. So basically, how this works is I have daily wishes all the way like juiced up, and as a result, I get every day, all I have to do is cut down 1 log from each tree, and I get 80,000 whispers. It takes like 20 seconds, so like 80,000 for 20 seconds of work, and just doing that every day. Not bad. So yeah, definitely something that I'm going to be doing throughout my farming grind to take advantage of, because as you can see here, foraging and hunting are by far my worst skills. As a matter of fact, they're the only skills that aren't at least level 40. So yeah, that's definitely going to be very useful once I actually start foraging, which will be right after my farming goal. I want to hit farming 50 before focusing on anything else in this game. So yeah. So to end off this very all over the place video, I'm going to do a little bit of math. Now, I know a lot of you probably do not like doing math. Don't worry, I'm going to make it simple, and I'm going to make it as quick as I possibly can. So the first thing I need to do is farm some sugarcane. So there you can see my sacks, plus 11,892 items in the last 30 seconds. Now, that's not exactly like the most accurate measure ever, because sometimes there's a bunch of items that don't get counted until later on for some reason. But let's just say, in general, that I get 1 enchanted sugarcane every minute, because 12,800 is half of what is needed for an enchanted item. You need 25,600, and I get that every 30 seconds. So that's where the figure comes from. It might not be the most accurate. Just bear with me, please. So now, what we are going to do is look up the alchemy skill on the wiki. Alchemy. Enchanted sugarcane is 15,000 alchemy XP. Now, if we if I disable that and go over here, that's with the base. That's with the 0 alchemy wisdom at all. So if we go here, I have 45 alchemy wisdom. So let's pull the thing back up on OBS. And 15,000 times 1.45, that is 21,750 enchanted or alchemy XP per potion. And if we times that by 3, not 23, 3, that is 65,250 alchemy XP for 1 enchanted sugarcane. Now if we go over here, I'm currently alchemy 42, very little of the way to alchemy 43, so yeah, I still have a lot of alchemy XP left to go. So let me open the wiki once again, go here, skills, I guess, skills, where is it? Experience table, there we go. So you can see it requires an amount of XP. Don't know exactly what that amount is, but it requires an amount of XP. I'll put it up on screen when I am editing this, so just bear with me. So okay, I didn't do my math wrong. So 24,937,266. So I'm going to bring this up one more time. And as you can see, there's a giant winter storm warning. There's like 1.5 feet of snow here in New Hampshire. So 15,000, let me just do the calculations again because I'm scared of messing them up. Now, for one of the last steps, divide that number or amount of alchemy XP I need by 65,250, and that is 382.18. Now, we can't do fractions of a sugarcane, so let's just call it 383. I still don't trust my math fully, so I'm just going to round it up to 400. And just to make the math simple for myself, 400 divided by 60, 6.6. I'm going to have a lot of farming ahead of me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry this was a bit all over the place. There were just a lot of little things that I wanted to show you and catch you up on. So yeah, next video I will be hitting alchemy 50. It's probably going to take like 6 or so hours, as I did in the calculations there. And I am also going to finally be hitting farming 50, which has been it does not seem real, but it is apparently real. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get that. I'm guessing somewhere in the ballpark of like 30 to 35 hours. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of farming for my Skyblock playtime, but after that, once I hit farming 50, I'm not going to be focusing on it for a very, very long time, and I'll still do it every now and again, just if, if I need some extra money, which, the visitors are probably going to dry my purse up very, very quickly, but for the most part, I won't be focusing heavily on farming, and I'm going to be hitting the final skills that are, like, severely behind, those being foraging and hunting. So yeah, that's going to be all for today. If you like the video, I guess, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye! And next time, I won't record this entire thing at 11 at night. Yippee!